Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Whose Views Chit Chat. Yes, this is part of the channel where I get to meet other fans and just spend a casual bit of time chatting away about all things that we love. And as you can see, I am joined by the wonderful Chester Westerford. Hello.
Hi, GT. Thanks for having me. It's wonderful to be here.
I am
Um,
absolutely delighted to have you on the channel. And it's great to see you. So
Thank you.
thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, no
Um,
problem. Glad to do it.
well, I've been following your channel, which is called Chester's Reviews here on the Tube of You,
Hmm.
for some time now. And I've been looking at your reviews, I've been looking at your reactions, I've been looking obviously at your opinion pieces. And oh man, I just thought, yes, I've got to chat to you face to face because there's an awful lot of good sense that you talk, and I love your honesty.
Oh, thanks.
How, I mean, you can actually, you are a geek, aren't you?
Oh,
Let's be
yeah.
honest.
Oh, yeah.
In the nicest possible terms.
Oh, yeah. I have no problem saying that.
Yeah. One thing that gets me, Chester, you are a Doctor Who fan, which is
Hmm.
why you're here, and that's brilliant. But what gets me about this is I'm a Doctor Who fan of a certain age, a certain vintage, and I am still stunned about how a little family tea time drama that was on around about 5 o'clock ish when I was a kid has just taken on the world,
Oh, yeah.
especially where you are as well. How did you find and become aware of Doctor Who?
Well, my dad used to watch it on PBS in the 80s when it aired over here there. And really, he introduced me to it through VHS and DVDs, the classic series. And then a little later on, the new series came around, and I got even more into it then. So that's basically my history with it. I've been watching it since I think he introduced me to it around like 2003, 2004, something like that.
Right. So it was just in time for the new series when the reboot version came back on as well.
Yeah, I think they had already started production, or at least had already announced it when I
Uh-huh.
started watching it. But I didn't know that there was a new series coming when I started watching it. I
Oh,
found that out
didn't you?
shortly after. No,
Oh,
neither of us had any idea because like he watched it in the 80s and just kind of dropped it off and forgot about it until like he found the VHS and DVDs at the local library.
yeah.
And then later on, after I got into it, I got online, started researching it, found the BBC website, and saw all these articles about like, oh look, we're filming the new Doctor Who, and I was like, what?
And that got you thinking, right, this is a real case to watch a new version, get into this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you tell your dad?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, and
And
of
what was
course
he?
we both watched it when it came out.
Oh, that is,
We didn't have cable, and so we weren't able to watch it on the Sci-Fi first when it first came out until we were like at somebody's house, somebody else's house that did have cable. So the first episode of the new series we saw was the Doctor Dances,
okay.
and we liked it. And then later on, the DVDs came out, and we got it out of the library, and we because they were like $100 over here when they first came out with the season sets, and we were poor, so we just got it out of the library and
They were
watched it.
how many dollars, Chester?
Like, sorry, they were like 100. Like the season sets were like $100
Oh, I see. For the
when they first
seasons, that's a
came
lot
out
of
over
money.
here. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a lot of money for like 13 episodes.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
When you watched when you got through this, when obviously you were watching the classic, the original series of Doctor Who, and that's how you've been introduced. When you saw the new version, what was your initial reaction?
It was positive. I liked it. I could see there were differences, but I also appreciated that there weren't like so many differences that it didn't not feel like Doctor Who, if
Hmm.
that makes sense.
Hmm.
Like I liked the updated special effects kind of, special effects were better than the original series, let's be honest. But
They were state of the art when I was a kid, by the way.
oh yeah. Well, well, even the 2005 series, they were state of the art when they came out, but
Yeah,
they're old now too. Technology just advances so fast.
you're right. You're right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, can't keep up sometimes. But yeah, I
Yeah.
liked it. I mean, what did you think when it first came out? Did you
Oh,
enjoy
well,
it?
I
Did
mean,
you?
Well, yeah, I mean, we have to explain, of course, for those that don't know, you are in the USA.
Mhm.
Um, when Doctor Who came back here, it was a massive hit here in the United Kingdom. It was huge. That first series, it gained momentum. It really did gain momentum to the point that, when it came back to have the Christmas episode put on, that was huge as well. There was an amazing atmosphere here in the United Kingdom when it came back as well, especially for those last couple of episodes with the Daleks and the build up to the regeneration. Do you think? I mean, what was the response where you were to Doctor Who, and did more people around you, were they aware of it over there?
Not at first. It took a while. For the first couple seasons of the new series, like I would tell people, "Oh, my favorite show is Doctor Who," and they'd go, "What's that?" And so I had to explain it. And I had one guy, like youth pastor, who I said, "I like Doctor Who," and he's like, "Oh, what's that?" And I explained it to him. And then he kept seeing me afterwards. He kept getting the name wrong, and it was like, "Oh, how's that Doctor No show going?" I was like, "No, no, that's a James Bond film. That's nothing to do
Exactly.
with this." So really, nobody heard of it until like I'd say partway through David Tennant's era. It
Right.
started gaining a little more traction and got more and more popular. I'd say the height of its popularity here was probably Matt Smith's era, around the 50th anniversary and stuff. That's when the 50th anniversary over here. I think over there too. You can confirm this or not. Over here, they showed it in the cinemas.
Yeah.
Um, and I remember going to a cinema to see it, and it was packed, like packed with Doctor Who cosplayers. And for someone like me who was watching the show before it was cool, it was like crazy to see all these people coming to watch this show. And it was like, wow, well, this is weird.
Yeah.
So sadly to say, it's gone down in popularity again over here, at least from what I've seen. Like it's not nearly as well known as it was or popular as it was.
Oh, I
Um,
mean, from where I stand over here in the UK, of course, you hear the rumblings. You hear various things that are coming up. But I, I mean, this is great that you can tell me about this from your point of view, right? Actually, over there as to what's going on. So you're saying that the show has become less popular. It has over here, to be honest, Chester as well. I mean,
mhm.
you probably hear that sort of news. It has here. Why do you think it? Why do you think the momentum stopped? And be as honest as
Well,
you can be.
yeah, I think there are multiple reasons. One
Okay.
reason is as like when the show was popular, they were putting the episodes up on Netflix after they aired on BBC America or Sci-Fi or wherever they aired.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then they stopped. Like Netflix dropped it. And people who watched the show on Netflix were like, "Well, it's gone. I don't know where to watch it now." So they just kind of forgot about it. And also, I think the rise of streaming shows has taken popularity over from lots of broadcast shows. Like, Stranger Things came out, all the Disney Plus shows, all the Max shows. There's just so much content out there that it's just not broadcast. People don't watch broadcast TV anymore. And for the past few years since left Netflix, Doctor Who hasn't really had a good streaming home over here. Like it
oh,
left Netflix and then went to Prime Video for a little while. And then after that, like right now it's on Max. Um Formerly HBO Max, now Max, but it's not really
yeah.
advertised on there or anything. It's just on there if you know where to look for it, if you know what I mean. Like if you search for it, you can find it, but it's not like you don't go to a homepage and they say, "Ooh, Doctor Who, we have Doctor Who." It's just, and it's not as they air or anything. It's like a couple months after the season airs, it'll pop up on HBO Max, and everybody who's wanted to see it has probably already seen it on even Blu-ray or something. But so it's just it hasn't had a really good streaming home. Also, another thing too is talking to a lot of young people,
Hmm.
and I don't like saying this because it's one of my favorite eras. He's one of my favorite doctors, but lots of people, especially the younger people who came in with David Tennant and Matt Smith, really did not like Peter Capaldi.
Oh,
I think that his more grumpy, more edgier demeanor threw them off a little bit, especially in the first few episodes. Like
Mm,
into the Dalek, where he's like they go into the, he, I can't remember specifics, but he's almost seems a little cruel there, like too written a little too dark for a lot of people. And I think a lot of people dropped off. They didn't like the writing at that point. Like
mm.
I've talked to several people who just like I it's going through Capaldi's era after the fact. This one guy I know said like it seems like the writers want to destroy this show. It's so terrible now. And
Ooh.
so they would drop off during Capaldi, which I don't agree with. I love Capaldi's era, but they dropped off at Capaldi, and then they hear all this negative stuff about the Whittaker Chibnall era,
Oh
and
yeah.
so they're like, "Well, if it's that bad, I'm not even going to bother." And so I think the combination of all those things has like led to a decline in people being interested to see it, and they've just been replacing it with all the Marvel shows, all the Star Wars shows, all the other content that's coming out now.
Wow. I mean that is. I'm with you. I mean, I think Peter Capaldi as the Doctor was a gift. I really do. Inspired casting, long overdue in a sense as well. He's one of us as a fan. He absolutely
Mhm.
passionately cared about
Mhm.
the character and the series. Wonderful ambassador, as we know. But yeah, his scripts were, in my opinion, they were a bit debatable. He says
Hit
trying to
or
be
miss.
nice.
Hit or miss.
Oh well, well there you go. Yeah, you can do that.
Mhm.
So I get where, but it does hurt, doesn't it? It stings a little bit
Mhm.
when
Oh
you've
yeah.
heard that to you, and oh wow,
Mhm.
yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Mm. So from that, I mean, it's interesting to know that it's on Max now, as you were saying. They're not really pushing it. You have to know where it is, but it seems to me from what you're saying, Chester, that people don't really want to know where it is.
They
Where do you stand now in this the 60th anniversary year when we're about to get the launch of the trilogy of the special episodes, and then we're moving into a brand new Doctor with a brand new era? Where are you right now with all that, and what are your hopes and expectations for this brave new era as we hope it will be?
Well, personally, I'm excited for it. I do have hopes for it because I'm sure you've heard about the Disney Plus thing.
Yeah,
It's not, it's moving from Max, it's going to Disney Plus. Disney Plus is extremely popular over here. That's where all the Marvel shows are, that's where all the Star Wars shows are, that's where all the Disney stuff is, and Disney
yeah,
is popular. So I think it's going to be a much better home for it. Disney is going to, I believe, push it a lot more than Max. They're throwing some money in, so they're going to they're going to want to promote it.
yeah.
Another thing too, I was thinking the other day, and I don't know if I should, I'm not trying to put a positive spin on a bad situation, but I'm hoping with there's a part of me that wonders, like, have you heard about the stuff going on in Hollywood right now
I've
with the
heard about that.
strikes?
I'm aware of the writers' strikes and a lot of politics. Yes.
Yeah, the writers have been on strike for a couple months now, and now all the actors are on strike.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. So, all the
What are
actors are
they
on
striking
strike,
for,
all the
Chester?
writers are on strike. Huh?
What are the actors striking for? Enlighten me.
Very similar to what the writers are. They're just not being paid what they think they owe, I guess. And not just like the big actors, like, Tom Cruise has probably got 5 houses and 2 airplanes and, but the smaller actors too, who like don't, like don't get paid enough, I guess. I don't fully
Hmm.
understand it because I'm not following it completely,
Right.
and I'm not
You're probably very wise,
doing,
my friend.
yeah, but eh, I guess it's something to do with they're not getting paid what they should be with the streaming rights or something like that. I don't know. Streaming has changed the game from what I've understand, and the pay rises or lack of them have not caught up with that or something like that. Like I said, I don't fully understand it. But what I'm thinking with that is that has put a lot of productions on hold in
Right.
this country. And I do tend to wonder if Disney Plus is going to be glad for a UK show in a year or so where
Oh.
it's not affected by any of these strikes and it's going to continue production and it will be on Disney Plus. And if they have a lack of content due to these strikes, they can push Doctor Who more, and I'm kind of hoping they will. And if the RTT2 era is good, Ncuti Gatwa is a good doctor, which I presume he will be. Then I could see the show rising in popularity again. So
Wow,
it's interesting to see what happens.
it really is interesting, Chester, because I didn't know this, and it's a great point you're making. Is the fact that it could be an advantage right now for Doctor Who to come in, because you get the 8 episodes with Ncuti. There's a Christmas episode in there as well. I would imagine by then the Christmas episode and the 3 Tenants would have made it onto Disney Plus already, because they're going to want to do it on the same time it's broadcast over here. Surely that's business sense, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
And
that's
it's only
the
fair
plan.
to the fans as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
same
that's
day.
a really, yeah. Well, you would hope so, and that's a really good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what they've said. Like, they've officially said it's going to be same day. Same day dropping on Disney Plus as it airs in the UK. So
yeah, I would hope so, for the American fans' sake as well. Really, that so everybody gets in America gets to see it. I would hope so. It's around the world, because Disney, of course, is around the world, isn't it? So I would hope it would be the same around the world, so that we all can share in, these episodes and this special sort of time right now. What are your expectations for the series moving forward, Chester?
I'm not very good at speculation, but I'm hoping it's going to be good. There
Yeah.
seems to be a lot of talk of spin-offs and stuff. I think
Mm,
RTD wants his own Hooniverse.
mm,
Um Sounds like it could end up being TV version of Big Finish,
mm,
which would be interesting. As long as he doesn't, go too hard on it and we get too much content, kind of like Marvel's doing now, where Marvel's kind of dropping because they're doing way too much and people just can't keep up with it. Don't go that far, don't do everything, but I would love to see some more spin-offs again. Like that era when we had Doctor Who, then Sarah Jane, then Torchwood. We had something running all year round. I would love to see that again.
mm-hmm.
We know Mel's coming back for I hope that's not a huge spoiler.
Yay!
It's officially announced. We know Mel's coming back. I can't remember if there's
Love it.
any other officially announced returning people. But that could lead to a spin-off. I know that's the speculation. I could see them doing that. I could see them spinning off other characters, maybe we could have I know RTD mentioned the Nissa adventures at one point. He already
Mm,
was very successful in turning Sarah Jane into a spin-off, so I could see him doing it again with some of the other classic characters.
mm-hmm.
Reintroduce them to a modern audience. As for the show itself, I'm just hoping for good stories.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like I wasn't a huge fan of the Whittaker era. Um, there were some good episodes in there, and I don't mean to say it's terrible and oh it should never have aired or something like that. But it's just I think the writing could have been stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I mean that whole era for us fans. It is one of those where we have the reaction that you had there, where you go, blah, 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 and then it just, what else can I say about it? Because it was what
mhm,
it was, and you either loved it or
yeah,
you didn't. It's like we
yeah.
have a thing over here called Marmite, where you either hate it or you don't like it.
Mm.
So it's that sort of element there, really, isn't it, about that whole era? So, I mean, it's great to hear that you're really excited about the new era. You're looking forward to it. You think there's going to be spin-off. I think there might be some spin-offs with some brand new characters as well, Chester.
That'd be
You
cool.
know,
Give me 1 second. I gotta go. I can still talk, but just gotta go off camera for just like 1 second. I'm
okay,
sorry.
that's fine. Yeah, lovely. I mean, what's happening, Chester, is we've got all this excitement coming over a new series and what could be. And other stuff about this is basically, when we're comparing the whole thing. I mean, you mentioned the Marvel stuff there. You briefly mentioned the Star Wars elements. Do you think that's where Doctor Who is heading? Do you think it's going to be heading into something very similar to that? Do you think it's going to be competing with them?
Um, I think that's where RTD wants it to go. Whether
Okay,
it will go that far or not depends, of course, on how much of a success it is. Sorry about that. How much of
it's
a
all right.
success it is, how many people actually end up watching it. I would love to see it get bigger. I don't know if it needs to go that big, like Marvel big. Keep it. the bigger things tend to go. Sometimes the quality drops. Like I say, that's what happens with Marvel now. There's just so much of it. I'm not sure I want to see it get that big, but it would be nice to have like a mini version of that, a mini version of what Marvel and Star Wars are doing.
Yeah.
Like I
Some
really enjoy what Big Finish does with all the spin-offs and stuff, and personally I would love to see that on TV. Sorry.
Wow.
You were good.
No, that's great. I mean, I was going to ask you. I was going to come to you. There, I mean, as a fan, now I do know because of some of your reviews on your channel, which is Chester's Reviews. You are a merchandise collector, not just for Doctor Who, but you do get bits and pieces from other franchises as well, which is
Yeah, a little bit.
amazing. And that's part of what we do as fans. That's fantastic to hear. And you are aware of all these other things. When it comes to merchandise, when in the Doctor Who merchandise, what are your favorite elements?
My favorite elements? Well,
Yeah, what are your favorite bits and pieces?
what I tend to collect the most is like the action figures or the lightsabers. Not lightsabers. Wrong franchise. Sonic screwdrivers. Sonic screwdrivers, not lightsabers. Oh my goodness.
It's early for you. It's fine.
Oh my goodness.
So you,
Sonic screwdrivers. I only have 2 right now, but I would love to get more. I tried to get the new 14th Doctor Sonic screwdriver, the chrome version that was on character options, but they had that virtual queue thing going on all day. By the
right?
time I got through
Okay.
the virtual queue, the product was no longer available. But
Ah,
that's okay.
have you heard the update on that, Chester?
No, is there an update on that?
There is an update on that. They are going to be doing it again because it was so popular. The website at one point crashed at one point, so they are going to
Yeah.
be doing more of it. And in good business sense as well, there will be a high street version available as well around about the end of October into November 2023. And the only difference with that is that this online edition, it has those chrome elements on it that make it really shine. The high street version won't have the chrome elements on it. It'll be a different finish to it. So you'll get one eventually, whether it be one from the online exclusive or a high street version of the 14th Doctor's Sonic.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Thanks for letting me know that.
Yeah,
That
keep
that
an eye
makes
on their
me happy.
website for the re-release because I don't know if it's live now, but it will be there. And it's going to be a while because they've had to order a brand new batch with the Chrome version. So have a look at their website.
Okay, I will. Thanks. But
Yeah.
yeah, I have at least one of every Doctor. Getting back to the merchandise, my goal was to have like a Doctor Who shelf with all my DVDs and Blu-rays, and have one of each Doctor next to their eras. I have accomplished that for the most part. I
Well
even was
done.
able to get the 14th Doctor figure when it came out, so he'll be there ready for his Blu-rays whenever they come.
Oh, yeah. I'd imagine they'd be quick, to be honest, because they'll want to cash in on that, won't they? I can see the season box set being available shortly after the series finishes.
I hope so. I really hope Disney Plus doesn't mess with it, because like
Yeah.
Disney has this very well known over here to collectors big problem with physical media. They don't
Oh,
like to release physical media. Um they've not released any of their shows, which kind of makes sense. But even movies, like the movies, their classic archive collection, for instance, has not been like, it's starting to get a little better now. I think they've
okay.
lost a lot of money because they weren't doing it. So now they're starting to release a few more things. I personally would love to see the Star Wars shows on Blu-ray, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen. But yeah,
I would
hopefully
too.
Disney just in general has this thing about physical media. I don't know what it is, but so there's a part of me that's a little bit afraid, and I did a video on this a while back, but there's a part of me that's a little afraid Disney Plus is going to mess with it, and it's going to either like delay it or, heaven forbid,
Mm,
cancel it out completely, because they want to drive people to their streaming service. That's what they're all about now. So,
mm.
it's kind of a fear that I have. It's probably unfounded. I'm sure we'll get them. For me, it's not the end of the world, because a lot of times I order the UK Blu-rays anyway.
Oh
But
yes, yes. I've seen your reviews on
yeah.
those. Yes, yeah. You're a big fan of the Blu-ray editions, aren't you? The box sets.
Oh, the classic collections are fantastic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which are your favorites so far? Go
Oh
on, I'll put you on the
gosh.
spot.
um, Let me think. That's a hard one. um, mm, mm, all of them.
Okay.
All of them.
And I know you're looking forward to season 20 when that's being brought out as well, which we think is going
Oh
to be
yeah.
around about the end of September into the beginning of October.
Oh yeah. I'm really
Yeah.
curious about that new 5 Doctors.
Do you know we've been talking about that as well? This must be what, edition 8, 9, 10, 11?
Something like that. It's getting up to Shada levels almost.
It really is, isn't it? There's been all the, and all I could keep thinking was John Nathan Turner wouldn't like this at all. He just, but it
Oh
is going to
my
be quite
goodness.
interesting to see the updated effects on it. Is that the story on season 20 you'll go to first, Chester?
I usually try to go in order.
Oh
So I
right.
usually try to
Okay.
watch each disc in order. Like I'll watch the story and then I'll watch all the bonus features I haven't seen. Because I have the
Yeah.
DVDs for some of them, and if some of the DVD bonus features are on there and I haven't seen them, I just skip those because I've already seen them. But yeah, I usually try to go through each disc individually. Sometimes I don't do that because I'm so anxious to get to the next story because maybe it's like one of my favorites or something.
Yeah.
But so generally, I try to go in order. Having said that, for season 20, I may jump to the 5 Doctors first just because, you know, I love that story. I think it was like only the third story I ever saw.
Was it
So,
really?
yeah, and it was like the special edition DVD version that had
Yes.
the extra scenes and the updated effects.
Yeah. So
So that's
that was
what
one of the
that
VHSs you saw with your dad.
actually was a DVD.
Oh right.
One of the DVDs we got out. But yeah, that's one of the ones we saw with my dad. Yeah. The
Oh,
first full story I ever saw was Robots of Death. So I think that was a
oh
pretty
what
good
do you think of
first
that
one.
one?
Oh, that was brilliant. Yeah.
Hmm. I mean,
Robots of Death, Resurrection of the Daleks, and then the 5 Doctors, I think.
are they
And then
are they among your top five, as it were, favorite stories?
they probably are, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Partly
What?
nostalgia, because those were the first ones I ever saw, but they are just real all 3 are like really good stories. I mean, what a way to start off. 3
Yeah.
excellent stories.
Yeah. I mean, the whole. I mean, we're all excited about seeing season 20, which was rumored for months, wasn't it? Really, we're all
Oh yeah.
really excited to be getting this coming along, and I think everybody's. But the special features on it as well are amazing, aren't they? I am so looking forward to this road trip
Oh
with
yeah, that
Peter
looks funny.
and Janet and Sarah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
going to be brilliant.
What made you start your channel?
Well, I love doing stuff with video. This isn't my first channel. Do have another channel where me and my cousin and some other friends of mine do like short comedy videos, or we had this series going for a while, which kind of stopped because we didn't have time, but we're trying to revive it again. But
Ah,
yeah, we're actually filming some of it today. We're filming stuff for the other channel today. That's why there's a light in the background behind me in case you want
yes, I
that
saw that.
thing
It
was.
looks like a spaceship.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a light with a grid modifier on it. But yeah, we're filming a new episode of that today, and it was kind of like didn't have as much time for that, but I knew I still wanted to keep making videos because I enjoyed making videos. And I'd done like a few reaction videos on that other channel, and they were maybe some of like the higher viewed videos on that channel. And I thought, you know
Uh,
what? I don't really have anybody to talk to about this stuff because like I don't know anybody anymore who's into Doctor Who outside of my family
oh,
because
right.
it's just gone down so much. So I thought, I love these Doctor Who podcasts. I love watching Doctor Who review channels on YouTube. I love just putting my earbuds in, taking a walk, and listening to Radio Free Scaro or something like that. And I thought, why can't I try that? Just
Yeah.
try going on YouTube, sharing some of my views, see if I like it, and then I started gaining some traction. Not huge traction. I'm not a huge channel or anything. I think I have like 400 some subscribers right now.
Well done, though.
But
That's brilliant.
yeah,
That-
yeah,
that-
it's not bad.
It's great.
Oh, thanks. But yeah, it's fun. It's good. I don't always have time to put out a video every week, but I do my best, and I try to
Yeah.
do things other than Doctor Who sometimes too. Although most of it's Doctor Who, so yeah, I just thought it'd be fun, and it worked, so I kept doing it.
Yeah. And it's growing, and it's growing and growing. I mean, I must admit, I do love hearing your opinion on it, and the whole thing about this as well is that we're all. I mean, I've met you now through your channel. You don't ever have to, think there's no other Doctor Who fans out there, because you get lots of lovely comments from the subscribers on your channel as well. It does unite us in a way that a few years ago, I'd say post 2020, none of us would have imagined really across the world. It's absolutely magical, isn't it? I mean, without your channel, I wouldn't have come across you. We wouldn't be chatting today.
That's true. That's very
Yeah.
true, and I'm glad
Yeah.
you did.
And I'm glad I did as well, because I'm so pleased to meet you. And listen, I know you've got a very busy day, because you said you've been filming there as well. So I'm
Yeah.
so pleased that you got some time out to come and onto Who's Views and chit chat with me. And I'm thrilled to meet you. Keep on producing those things. Please keep in touch, and pop back on the channel if there's anything else you want to tell us about, especially as we get near the 60th and what have you, coming after, as we go towards the big series with Gatwa next year. But I can't thank you enough for coming on. It's been a thrill.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. I really enjoyed it, and I look forward to the next time.
Oh, that would be fantastic. We're definitely going to keep in touch. I've been showing there as well that Chester's channel is called Chester's Reviews. It's a cracking channel. He does some really good camera pieces there about Big Finish, about the show itself, about the box sets, other shows as well, which are always good, really good. He's got, because he is a big geek. He's a really big geek, and it's just great to hear his opinion as well. And yeah, so listen, again, thank you so much for joining us. Keep in touch, and we'll see you again soon. You take care.
Okay, you too. Wait, can I plug my other channel real quick too?
Please do. Of course you can.
Okay, so keep an eye on my other channel. It's called Westerford and Smith. My spelling of my last name is right down there. But Westerford and Smith, it's a series we started years ago about me and my cousin go on paranormal adventures. Like we'd face Dracula at one point. We find Bigfoot. We, just fun things like that. And we do like Christmas countdowns and Halloween countdowns and stuff like that. So it's really fun. Like I say, I was filming stuff for it today in an episode, or a two-part episode, in which we face off against a haunted portrait and the ghost of the witch, which resides in the haunted portrait. So we're making that, and that should hopefully air sometime in the fall, probably around Halloween. I say air, I mean go up on YouTube. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I know what you mean.
Haven't done anything in the main series for a while, but we're gonna do it slightly better quality than we used to, and yeah, just have fun with it. So check that out, Westerford and Smith, and
Westerford and
Mr.
Smith.
Reviews, both. And I also have a Facebook page. Yes, and I also have a
Brilliant.
Facebook page where I'm just Chester Westerford, and that's it.
I'll put all the links in our
Thank you for letting me
description as
plug
well. No, you're very welcome. I'll put all the links
thank
into
you.
the description as well. So Westerford and Smith and Chester's Reviews, two channels there for you from the lovely Chester here. I'm absolutely thrilled that you've come on the show. I'm going to be going to look at the other one now. I will be subscribing to that one right as soon as we finish here. Again, thank you very much. Thank you for watching this episode of Who's Views Chit Chat, where I've had a little chat with my mate Chester. It's absolutely been a pleasure. Don't forget to please like the video and subscribe to all three channels: Who's Views, Chester's Reviews, and what was the third one?
Westerford and Smith.
Westerford and Smith. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you again very soon. Take care of yourselves. Thanks, Chester.
Off now.